Welcome to Morning Market Report. I'm Digvijay. Today is 28th of February and GIFT Nifty is indicating a gap down. Not much, slight gap down. This is a 17-point low and the global cues were very negative. If you look at the Nasdaq 100, which is of US market, it dropped by 2.75%. However, the other indices didn't drop much. S&P 500 dropped 0.23%, Dow Jones Industrial Average 0.45%, and the reason Nasdaq 100 dropped so much is because of NVIDIA, just one stock. NVIDIA is a heavyweight on Nasdaq 100 index and it dropped by 8%. And that's the reason why Nasdaq is so much down. However, if you just look at the Asian market is very bearish. Nikkei 225 is the Japan's market and it dropped by 2.81%. The same with the Kospi index, which is of South Korean main index, and again it dropped by 2.8%. So Japan and the South Korean market, they were down. So Asian cues were not very positive. They are very bearish, and the US is bearish as well. So overall, the global cues is very bearish. If I take you to the Nifty 50 chart and try to draw some trend line here. So I've drawn this trend line before and it worked beautifully. And I did make profit yesterday using this trend line as well. I bought somewhere here, put option, and then I sold it somewhere here. So anyways, this trend line still holds very strong and I can draw one more from here, which will just which shows that Nifty 50 is currently in a channel. This is a channel in which Nifty 50 is trading. So when this channel will be broken, we can see and expect a very big move from here. And the market is very close to its round number 22,500. And this is round number 22,500. Market is very close to this. And if they would be a gap down today and market does, open below this level, then the market might take resistance from this trend line and then continue to fall. That might happen. If market does open gap up, then there's a possibility that it might just start to fall right from there because the global cues are so negative. Or if if that doesn't happen, then it might take support from this level, from the trend line, or from here, because this can act as a resistance. However, it's not very strong, but it might work as well. So open interest is suggesting that 22,500 can act as a very good support, because you can see the difference between the call OpenAI and put OpenAI. That's a difference of approximately 17 lakh, and that's huge. And you can see that 22,500 is a round number, so it's a very good support. However, when it has been broken, this is also something which is going to propel the price more down, because there's so many short sellers there. There's so many people who have sold put option, as they are expecting market to not fall below 22,500. So when market does fall below that, then they have to square off their position and it will further propel the market lower. In terms of call option OI, you can see there is a good resistance at 22,600. There's not much difference between the call and put. Open interest is almost 7 lakh crore, but is there. One major news for today is the Q3 of India's GDP data. Last quarter, in Q2, the Indian GDP growth was not that good. It grew by only 5.4%, way below the expectation. However, this quarter the expectation is of somewhere around 6.3, 6.4%. So let's see where the GDP data lies. And today around 5 p.m. GDP data will be released, so not during the market hours. Along with that, FII DIA data, right? So yesterday on 27th February, FII were net seller for 557 crore. if you compare it with the other days, the amount is quite low, and it's not that the the they didn't really bought anything, because they did bought. They overall they bought for 19,000 crore and they sold for 90,000 crore. So the quantity was there, however the difference was less. So they were net seller yet, but the amount was lower. So that can be seen as a positive sign. However, they are still in negative. They're still selling. So that's another thing to consider. So let market open and let's see how it goes.